Becky sets her ultimate payback in Coronation Street as Lisa is left reeling. Over recent months, Becky Swain has gone from unhinged to completely off the rails, with the supposedly deceased former police officer resurfacing to tear apart Carla Connor and Lisa Swain's relationship. Breaking up one of my all-time favorite soap pairings was bad enough. And while the whole back from the dead storyline was harder to digest than yesterday's reheated hot pot, it still palled in comparison to Becky's extreme efforts to put corrupt Detective Inspector Jeremy Costello in hospital and shut him up for good. Still, Jeremy was standing in the way of her fantasy of reuniting with Lisa and their daughter Becky Swain. So, in Becky's warped logic, it almost made sense. What truly stretches belief, however, is that Lisa, a detective inspector herself, brushed aside Carla's concerns and ignored every red flag Becky waved in their faces. Honestly, it makes you wonder how anyone passes the Weatherfield police recruitment process. That said, I won't deny how much I've enjoyed this storyline. Watching Becky finally succeed in splitting up Swirla while I yelled at the screen in despair is my idea of quality entertainment. But once Becky abducted Carla and locked her in that cupboard like an abandoned kitchen gadget you swear you'll use one day, it felt like the obsessive saga of Becky Swain had reached its final chapter. Then came Coryale. After Kit Green finally rescued Carla from that cursed cupboard, they jumped into a car to stop Becky from escaping the country with Lisa and Betsy. When Lisa took a call from Carla, the momentary distraction caused Becky to lose control, sending the car crashing. The nation collectively held its breath. Surely no one could be this deranged for this long and still survive. Surely this was punishment from the soap gods for destroying Swirla. Surely this was the end of the Swainiac. Absolutely not. Becky survives, ready to plot yet again in the harrowing aftermath of the crash. Upcoming scenes will show Lisa shaken by a revelation every soap viewer already knew, that her ex-wife is essentially a bargain bin version of Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. Betsy takes the news especially hard, blaming herself for not realizing Carla had been right all along. Oh, Betsy, don't shoulder the guilt. Your mom has that covered. It's terrified she's lost Carla for good. Lisa pleads for forgiveness, promises her heart belongs to Carla, and admits that letting Becky back into her life was a disastrous error. Basically echoing everything I've been shouting at my television since October. But that's not all. Lisa also decides to visit Becky in prison to make her feelings crystal clear. And as the saying goes, hell hath no fury like a swain scorned. Lisa tells Becky she never wants to see her again and hopes she spends the rest of her days behind bars. Antagonizing someone who once tried to firebomb her own home just to force her family to move to Spain is frankly a risky move. Unsurprisingly, Becky does not take Lisa's words well. What dark revenge is Becky planning next? I have a few ideas. All I'll say is this. Lisa, you might want to get used to the idea of an airing cupboard. Coronation Street viewers believe they've uncovered the doctor's real secret after Bernie winter scenes. Coronation Street fans are convinced they figured out the real background of new character Vincent Harper after his intriguing interactions with Bernie winter-raised eyebrows. In Wednesday night's episode, January 7th, viewers watched an anxious David and Shona plot as they prepared for Shona's major operation, which would see her give birth to their baby girl. Fans already knew the couple had discovered last year that they were expecting their first child together. However, during a routine scan, doctors detected an abnormal growth on the baby's neck, later confirmed by a specialist to be a tumor. In a deeply concerning development, Shona was informed that continuing the pregnancy would require her unborn daughter to undergo an extremely complex and dangerous procedure. Refusing to give up hope, Shona chose to carry on with the pregnancy, but disaster struck when she and David were caught up in the recent car crash. The pair were among those involved in the devastating accident shown during the special Coronation Street and Emmerdale crossover episode Coryale. The multi-vehicle collision placed lives from both Weatherfield and the Dales in serious danger and forced Shona into an early delivery. The most recent episode centered entirely on David and Shona as they faced the emotional build-up to the surgery that could determine their baby's survival. Their worries intensified when they learned the original consultant surgeon was unable to return to the UK in time. A last-minute replacement, Vincent Harper, was brought in, leaving both parents uneasy about whether he was capable of handling such a critical operation. Prior to arriving at the hospital, Vincent was seen at Roy's Rolls, where he appeared to upset Bernie after referencing Billy Mayhew's recent death, which was splashed across the front page of a newspaper. Vincent also clashed with a stressed David when the pair competed for the same parking space at the hospital. David later felt remorseful and apologized after the surgeon successfully performed the operation and safely delivered the baby, who David and Shona named Harper in his honor. Vincent, who had traveled from Bristol on his birthday to carry out the life-saving procedure, later returned to the cafe only to find Bernie closing early. When he questioned her decision, Bernie revealed that Billy had been her son-in-law and insisted on giving Vincent his pie and tea free of charge. Despite his brief appearance, fans were puzzled by how much focus the new doctor received and now believe they've spotted a hidden connection between Vincent and the late Billy, who recently lost his life. Coronation Street's Daniel Starr goes public with co-star boyfriend during romantic break. The actor behind Coronation Street's Daniel Osborne has thrilled fans after offering a glimpse into his off-screen romance with his fellow actor partner. Rob Mard first joined the ITV soap in 2016, stepping into the role of Daniel Osborne, the son of Weatherfield icon Ken Barlow. Over the years, Daniel's love life on the cobbles has been anything but quiet. His storylines have included a heartbreaking marriage to Sinead Tinker, who tragically passed away in October 2019, as well as his more recent relationship with Meghan, later exposed as a secret predator grooming young Will Driscoll. Away from the drama of Weatherfield, Rob's personal life has also attracted attention, including a difficult breakup from longtime Corrie cast member Daniel Brocklebank, best known for playing Billy Mayhew. These days, however, Rob is happily coupled up with actor Matthew Martin, with the pair confirming their relationship publicly at the British Soap Awards back in 2023. Matthew is also a performer and even appeared on Coronation Street last year, playing a police officer who arrested Cassie Playmumber during a tense episode finale. On Wednesday, January 8th, Rob took to Instagram to share a collection of affectionate photos celebrating Matthew's birthday, reposting his partner's original upload to his own story. The post featured charming snapshots of the couple marking the occasion, including pictures from a chilly winter stroll. Matthew captioned the images, "Birthday shenanigans. Thanks everyone for the birthday wishes." Rob's Coronation Street colleagues were quick to respond, filling the comments with messages of love. Former Beth Tinker star Lisa George wrote, "OMG, happy birthday, Angel. Same day as my nephew." Sally Carmen, who plays Abby Webster, also sent her love, writing, happy birthday, lovely." Meanwhile, Vicky Myers, known to viewers as Lisa Swain, added, "Happy birthday." Prior to his relationship with Matthew, Rob had been romantically linked to Daniel Brocklebank, who has portrayed Weatherfield vicer Billy Mayhew since 2014. The former couple went public after Rob won the British Soap Award for Best Newcomer, where he emotionally thanked Daniel during his acceptance speech, saying, "Even though this is amazing, Dan, you're the best thing I've ever taken home." However, their romance came to an end just months later, with the pair citing the challenges of working together while maintaining a relationship as the reason for their split. Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 o'clock p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.